What's up guys, it's Michael from iPodTech.com. Today I had the review of the iPod Touch 5th generation. Now I know I'm late to the game on this one, but hey, better late than never. The 5th generation iPod Touch comes in a variety of different colors. The one I have here is the product red one. It also comes in two different capacities, the first one being 32GB for $300 and the second one being 64GB for $400. Now unfortunately there is no 16GB option for a cheaper price. It's either 32 for $300 or 64 for $400. So it's definitely much more expensive compared to the last generation iPod Touch. So let's first go over the size and weight of the iPod Touch as well as the hardware surrounding it. So it has a height of 4.86 inches, a width of 2.31 inches, and is only 0.24 inches thick, and only weighs 3.1 ounces. It has a new 4-inch screen at 1136 by 640 pixels with 326 pixels per inch. It has a 1.2 front-facing FaceTime HD camera, which is capable of recording 720p up to 30 frames per second. Taking a look at the back camera, you can see the 5-megapixel iSight camera, they call it. This is capable of recording 1080p video at 30 frames per second too. And also new to the iPod Touch is an LED flash. And since we're on the back of the iPod Touch, we might as well take a look at a few other things. So in between the camera and the flash, you'll be able to see a microphone. On the right side of the iPod Touch, you'll be able to see a Wi-Fi antenna. And then something new to the iPod Touch is actually this iPod Touch loop. Now what this allows you to do is actually put like a little loop onto the actual iPod Touch and then pretty much just put it on your wrist. So it's almost like it's a digital camera you could just carry around. It was really easy to push the button in and out. All you gotta do is just push the button in and then it goes flush with the actual iPod Touch, push it out, and then attach the actual loop to it, and the actual loop holds together really well. You could move it around without the iPod Touch falling off. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but I did just for review purposes, and overall it works pretty good. Now enough about the loop, let's take a look at the bottom of the iPod Touch where a few things have changed. First we have the speaker and the microphone on the left. We have the new lightning pin connector in the middle, and then the 3.5mm headphone jack to the right. On the side of the iPod Touch, you'll be able to see the volume up and down buttons. On top, you'll be able to see the power on and off button, and that's pretty much a look around the iPod Touch 5th generation. Now talking about the iPod Touch new speakers that it actually got, because it is bigger, got a little bit better speakers, and it actually sounds quite nice. Now, I know you can't really hear that over camera, but if you compared it to like an iPod Touch 4th generation in real life, you'll definitely be able to notice a difference both in loudness wise and sound quality with the new iPod Touch 5th generation. Now let's talk about the new camera that the iPod Touch got. Like I said earlier, this is a 1080p HD camera capable of recording 30 frames per second, and the only thing I didn't really like about it via hardware wise, or I guess external wise, is that it kind of has a little lift on the iPod Touch, which is kind of annoying. On previous generation iPod Touches, like the 4th gen, because that's the only other iPod Touch that had a camera, it just lays flat and nice and flush. Why Apple felt the need to do this, I don't know. However, the camera does produce some very high quality pictures, as you can see by these pictures on screen. Of course, transferring it through video on YouTube, you probably won't be able to see the actual resolution, but in real life, looks quite nice. The iPod Touch also got introduced to Siri, so now Siri is on the iPod Touch.
What's the weather?
It doesn't look so nice through Sunday. Down to -0 degrees and snowing.
Sounds like I might need a jacket. Now all jokes aside, I do think adding Siri to the iPod Touch was a fantastic thing. If I didn't already own an iPod Touch, Siri would just make me want to buy it more, because I personally do use Siri quite a bit. Gaming on the new iPod Touch is also quite enjoyable. The game I'm playing here is Tiny Wings, and although I'm not very good at it and doesn't use very much processing power in the actual iPod Touch, it performs very well. Even if you're playing games like Infinity Blade that require much more higher intensity graphics and just processing power from the actual iPod Touch, there really isn't going to be any lag. Although things might not load as fast as something like on the iPad or the iPhone, it still is a great device for gaming. And you have a ton of apps to choose from in iOS. Battery-wise was also pretty good on the new iPod Touch 5th generation. I got about, I'd say 7.5 hours with brightness turned up about 75%, Wi-Fi on, Bluetooth on, and overall you get a pretty good battery in that. If you're just going to be listening to music, you're going to get a very long battery life, up to 40 hours if you're just listening to music. But let's face it, if you're buying an iPod Touch, you're probably not just going to be listening to music. Luckily though, it does fast charge to 80% in 2 hours and then completely full charge to 100% in 4 hours. Now, as you can see, video on the iPod Touch 5th generation is also very enjoyable to watch due to the new 4-inch screen. If you're on YouTube, be able to watch my videos, of course, and then read all the comments. You can look at suggested videos. You can also read the description. However, if you are looking for something to watch a video on, I can't really recommend the iPod Touch. I would recommend something like the iPad mini or another 7-inch plus tablet. Browsing the web on the iPod Touch was pretty good. I noticed a few lag every now and then on zooming in and out, but most sites loaded up fairly fast. Very, very clear text, obviously due to the Retina display 4-inch screen. But if you're looking for a device to browse the web on, I can't necessarily recommend a device like the iPod Touch. I would again recommend something with a little bit bigger screen, maybe even a Chromebook. But overall, it's an iPod Touch. If you're looking for something to play games on, listen to music, watch a few videos, maybe FaceTime with your friends and family, this is definitely something you're going to want to buy. If you just want an iPod to play music, listen to podcasts, then I can't necessarily recommend the iPod Touch. Price tag of $300, if you just want to listen to music, I'd recommend just going with a Nano, or maybe even a previous generation iPod Touch. Camera's okay, the iPod Touch loop is kind of gimmicky, but it's still an iPod Touch, still running iOS, it still has awesome apps. Everything loads pretty quick, the speakers are pretty clear, the screen is phenomenal. So now it's up to you. Do you guys think this is worth it? Do you just listen to music, or do you want something to play games on and watch occasional videos? Otherwise, it's gonna do it for my review of the iPod Touch 5th generation. I apologize for this for being so late, but I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses. If you missed my last video, you can just click the video playing on screen right now, and let me know in the comments down below if you guys are getting an iPod Touch. If you already have one, let me know what kind you got and what color. If you missed my unboxing of the iPod Touch, you can also go check that video out on my channel. Thanks again for watching though.